Alice is our co-host this morning. Thanks for being here. And it's possible that Ben is going to come in to be our student model. So that's awesome too. And we're going to work with the neck and shoulders and the fourth and fifth chakra this morning. So we'll start with this particular chant. And then last night, for those of you who were in the class with Deobrat, you know that he's asked me to teach the Mahamrityunjaya mantra to some of the students. So we'll see if we have time for the first part of that. You can learn a little bit about it. It's a complicated, maybe they all look complicated to you because the words are many consonants and vowels put together in a way that we don't do it with the English language. So let's begin with sitting together quietly, please, and I'll keep the chant up on the screen for you to see it. So please take a comfortable seat. I'm very glad that you're here this morning. I'm excited to share some things with you for the neck and shoulders. So you can rest your hands in your lap. You're welcome to close your eyes. Every day we have sadhana. Sadhana means the daily practice, the personal practice, the dedication. So when you're arriving in your seat, what you can do, as I've been saying, is sort of set aside the things that are not relevant to your practice right now, or the things that would distract or sort of pull you away, and focus on the things that help you to really be present here. Like, for example, a felt sense of gratitude that we have a community in which we can practice, or appreciation for, respect for the tradition of yoga. And sadhana is a long-standing recommendation, not a weekly yoga practice, but a daily yoga practice. An appreciation for yourself for arriving here. So you could kind of imagine yourself going into what we sometimes call the tree of yoga. So you have your roots, that is the practice you've already had, the practice and the tradition that has been sustaining you, the community that nourishes you. You have the trunk, that is what's developing inside as a result of your practice. You, of course, have the branches, that is your communication, your relationships, your actions, your service. We have the leaves or the blossoms on the tree, how that then becomes vitality and is shared with others. Sometimes in the form of beauty and sometimes in the form of providing shade or refuge to others. And I'm going to encourage you to set everything else aside for right now. All other mental habits can be set aside. Then lengthen up through the inner body and also down through your pelvis and your tailbone. So you do have a sense of that root system and that which rises in you. And please bring your hands together at your heart. So here we have the word Om Asatoma Sad Gamaya, and Sad here means truth. Sat Gamaya also means that which is true. So we're saying, may we know the untrue from the true, the unreal from the real. Tamasoma Jyotir Gamaya. May we also know that which is ignorance and that which is wisdom. And then Mrit Yorma Amritam Gamaya. May we know the finite from the infinite. May we know the difference. And may we treat both with preciousness and respect. So we can sing together. Om Asatoma Sad Gamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorama Amritam Gamaya Om Asatoma Sad Gamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorama Amritam Gamaya Om Asatoma Sad Gamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorama Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Om. You may bow your head to your heart. Release your hands. Please open your eyes. And while you're sitting upright, I'll change the screen view so that I can see you and you can see me. Okay, and while you're sitting upright, what we're going to do now is a little bit of pranayama with the upper arms, neck, and shoulders. And so to do this, I'd like you to be able to sense that when you take the hands behind you, you're not pushing your head forward. When I take my hands behind me, I'm also going to put the thumbs together so that they're more firm like this. And each hand goes to the opposite shoulder blade. But then you have your thumbs like that. Okay, so let's do this together. Inhale, raise both arms up. Good. Exhale, bend your head forward. Bring your hands down behind, hook the thumbs. Now inhale, make a little back bend in the upper back, neck, and shoulders. It is okay for your head to press back into your hands. Then exhale, look up and reach up. Now inhale, open while you're looking up. And then exhale, bring the hands back to Anjali Mudra. Let's do it again. Inhale, sweep the arms down, wide and up. The exhale, bring your head forward, change which hand goes behind, hook the thumbs. Inhale, make a little back bend in your upper back, your neck, throat, and head. And then exhale, look up, reach up. Now inhale, open the throat, chest, and heart. And exhale, bring that back to Anjali Mudra. Okay, twice more. Inhale. I know you might feel a little bit stiffer in the morning and you're facing some of that. As you exhale, switch which hand goes behind. Inhale, lift. Open the 4th, 5th, and 6th chakras. Now exhale, look up, reach up. Inhale to open. Exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, one more time. Inhale. Exhale, gaze down, switch which hand is behind. And then inhale to open. Good job. Exhale, reach up, look up. Inhale to open. And exhale, return your hands to your heart. And just pause and notice, like, what are the differences there? What has happened for your mind, your breath, your body, any sense of aliveness that you can tap into that just came into your experience. And now release your hands. Please come up to standing. We're going to take this towards the sun salutation. There's a few things that we'll do that are nuanced there. I'm just making sure my physio ball doesn't roll around. And Alice, you can go to my phone camera, please. Okay, so let's do it from standing now. One of the things that changes when you're standing is that you could push the hips forward, but I'm recommending that you don't. So place your feet as wide as your yoga mat, and inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, cross the hands, hook your thumbs, you're looking down. Now root the tailbone, inhale to reach up and to look up. And then exhale, again, look up, reach up. And now here, as you inhale, make a little standing back bend. And exhale, bring that back to the heart. Again, inhale, raise the arms. Good, switch which hand goes behind, hook your thumbs. And inhale, press your head back into your wrists or your forearms to help with the back bend. And then exhale, sweep your arms up and look up. And inhale, little standing back bend here. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Okay, let's take that into Surya Namaskar. So step forward on your yoga mat, please. We're going to be just stepping back to the lunge poses. Let me ask you, please, to step back a short step the first time. A little bit longer step, a little bit longer step. So it won't be your biggest step on first go. Okay, so hands together at the heart. Using the Ujjayi breath now. Inhale down, wide and up. Good, now exhale, bend into chair pose, bend your knees, press into your hips, your heels. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. When you exhale, step your left foot back to the short stride for Virabhadrasana 1. Good. Now inhale to reach up. And then exhale, bend the elbows, bring your head down, hook your thumbs. And on this inhale, press your head actively back into your wrists or your forearms. And then looking up, unhook the thumbs. Now inhale, a little standing back bend here in Warrior 1. And exhale, step forward, chair pose. Inhale, rise up. We're going to repeat it, so don't worry if you didn't get the breath quite right. Let's exhale down, chair pose, take a seat. Inhale, rise up, upward hands pose. Stand on your left heel. Exhale, take your right foot back for a short stride, Virabhadrasana 1, a tiny one, okay? And then inhale to reach up. Now, as you exhale, cross the wrists behind you, gaze down. Inhale, lift your heart, press your head back into your hands and arms. And then exhale, reach up and gaze up. Unhook the thumbs. And inhale for a back bend. And then exhale, glide forward, chair pose. Inhale, rise up, upward hands pose. Okay, terrific. Exhale, come down, uttanasana. Use the 2 blocks if you like. You guys know I have a preference for that. And then inhale, glide your heart forward like a curtain in a breeze on a window. And exhale for a deep bow down towards the legs. And let's pause here and just take notice. If you press your feet firmly into the floor, energize your leg muscles. Press your hands firmly into the blocks and energize your arm and shoulder muscles. Then inside the torso, let there be this freedom to breathe. The limbs provide stability. The breath and the inner body can have more freedom, more spaciousness. I'd like you to sense just this most subtle thing on the inhale. When the breath begins, first third, middle third, upper third, let the upper third of the breath expand the shoulder blades apart. When you exhale, slide your shoulder blades towards your hips. So to have the sense that the neck is getting longer. Okay, and then placing both hands more firmly on the blocks, step backwards into downward facing dog pose. With your next exhale, roll forward to plank pose, gaze down between your thumbs. Step over one foot and inhale, transition to upward facing dog pose. Yeah, so beautiful. Take the shoulders back, use the strength of your arms and the strength of your legs too. Yeah. And then exhale, roll up to plank pose. Inhale, reach back, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Okay, exhale, step one foot forward, maybe your preferred foot this time, then step the other foot forward. And then root down into both heels. Let's inhale, rise up, upward hands pose. And exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, now we're going to take a little bit longer step back to Virabhadrasana 1. So let's do the same. Inhale, raise the arms up. Good. Exhale, chair pose, bend your knees, sit down. Nice. Okay. Inhale, rise up, upward hands pose. Put your body weight into your right heel and toes. Exhale, step back with your left foot a little bit longer, warrior one. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Now keeping the legs steady. On the exhale, bring your head down, cross your elbows. Inhale, press your head back into your arms to support this back bend. And then exhale, look up and reach up. Keep your left heel grounded. Inhale to open. And now exhale, glide forward, chair pose. Inhale, rise up, upward hands pose. Exhale, put your weight into your left heel, slide your right foot back. Not your shortest, but not your longest stride. Set up the legs, and here we go. Inhale, sweep the hands down, wide and up. You press firmly into your right heel, cross your wrists. Now inhale, press your head back and lift up, so the base of the skull and the wrists are going a little bit up. And then reach up, up, and unlace the thumbs. And inhale to open. And exhale, glide forward, chair pose. Inhale, rise up, upward hands pose. We're going down to uttanasana. Exhale, cascade forward and down. Inhale, glide forward through your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog pose, step back. Inhale, in your dog pose, enjoy the fullness of the breath. Keep the back of the heart broad, please. Exhale, plank pose. Step over the other foot first this time and come into upward facing dog. Yes, use the hands firmly, shoulders roll back, lift the sternum and your collarbones. If it's comfortable for your neck, also lift your chin. Then exhale, plank pose. And inhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now exhale your awkward foot forward, not your preferred foot, but the other foot, and step into Uttanasana with both feet. Root your heels. Inhale, rise up, upward hands pose. And exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, last one. We'll take what you think of as your full stride for Virabhadrasana 1 this time. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, rise up. Okay, standing in your right foot, bend your knees and glide your left foot back, Virabhadrasana 1. Pivot your left heel down, bring your hands to your heart. Okay, so this longer stride, I'm going to ask you to be aware that we're not hinging like a paper clip in the lower back. It's not like you're going to toss your hip bones right here forward. So press into your left inner heel and sweep the pubic bone up. Now when we add the arms, we want to sense the front line of the body in here so that everything participates in the back bend. So inhale, raise your arms. Good. Exhale, cross your wrists, hook your thumbs. And then inhale, press back and lift up with your head and your heart. Good. Exhale, raise your arms up, look up. Open the throat too. Inhale to open. Now exhale, glide forward, chair pose. It's your largest step forward because we took the biggest step backwards. Inhale, rise up, upward hands pose. Great. Exhale, put your weight into your left heel and take your right foot back to what you think of as your longest stride for warrior one. Good. Inhale. Okay, with your exhale, cross your wrists, look down. Now use the inner resources wisely. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, raise your arms and your gaze. And then inhale to open. And exhale, longest stride means big step forward, chair pose. Let's inhale, press down to go up. And now, uttanasana. Asatoma Sad Gamaya. Bring the heart forward, inhale. Uttanasana. Tamasoma Gamaya. Inhale the heart forward. And then step backwards, downward dog pose. Mrityodama Amritam Gamaya. Inhale in, downward dog pose. And then exhale, roll forward, plank pose. Step over one foot at a time, upward facing dog pose. I love to see you in the morning making these efforts. Make your upward dog pose radiant, and let's say excited the way the puppy is in the morning. Lift the chin if you can. And then exhale, touch your knees down. Now roll the shoulders back. Bring your thighs down. Pelvis, shoulders back, please. Lower the heart. And then lower the head. So the arms are like grasshoppers. And try keeping the shoulders pressing up towards the elbows, please. Then tone your legs, root your tailbone, lift the base of your skull, roll up, cobra, upward dog, press into your hands, place the knees down, reach back to child's pose with one block for your head, for your forehead. And when you come back to this child's pose, let the back of the neck, from the base of the skull and all those tiny muscles, they make this fishbone pattern on the spine. And the major muscles, those that go up and down the paraspinals, let them relax here. If there was any sense of burning in the effort of the muscles, let that cool down now. Asatoma Sad Gamaya. Tamasoma Gamaya. Mrityodama Amritam Gamaya. Okay, please walk your hands back towards your knees. And you're going to come up so you can watch me. We're going to do something. I actually have 3 yoga blocks, so that's beneficial to me. If you have only 2, you can still do this activity. If you only have 2 blocks, what you're going to do with the hands is this. Let me show you where you can see. You'll separate the wrists and the fingers. If you have a block, that separates the hands for you automatically. So please watch for a moment. I'm going to place these blocks for my elbows. They are shoulder width apart. I have my extra block. You place the elbows in the center of the blocks. And first you go backwards like your hands are making a prayer. So each elbow is stable on its own block. And then you separate the wrists by pressing into the fingertips. Now, if you do have a third block, that goes between your hands, and it can go small, or we can say thin, or long, like this. You can also use medium, like that. Okay, so let's place the elbows, please. And as you reach back in this position, please don't let the lumbar spine hammock towards the floor, but rather keep it broad and open. Now, if you're using a block between your hands, you can enjoy whatever space you prefer between the 2 hands. If you've got your hands in prayer position and you don't have a third block, which is fine and understandable, you're going to press the fingerprints against each other to separate the center of the palms and your wrists and forearms. I'm going to ask you not to let the head hang too much, but to think of actually lifting the base of the skull very slightly, because I don't want you to be exploiting the inner edge of the armpit and shoulder. And when you have the head hang too heavy, sometimes your arms will become more internally rotated. Okay, with your next inhale, you can start the process of coming forward so your body weight goes a little more into your forearms. Then walk the knees forward. And if you did have that third block, you can use it. Otherwise, reach for one of your other blocks and sit in Zazen, also called Vajrasana. Right, and rest your hands on your knees. Close your eyes. Let the inner body experience what's happening in the neck and shoulders and upper back. Asatoma Sad Gamaya, Tamasoma Ujjayi Gamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. So that was with the arms going overhead, right? And for many of us, we lose range of motion in life, of course. It's part of what happens in life, but we don't have to lose so much range of motion. And for many, this is limited. So sometimes when people first come to yoga and they're after a certain age or habit or hobby in life, they can't get their arms overhead comfortably. We're now going to take the arms back using what's called, sometimes this is called yoga mudra, when you go like this with the arms. So what I'd like you to do is just as you are, clasp your hands and see what this is like for this morning when you set the arms back. You can stay in Zazen if that's comfortable for you. And when you roll the shoulders back like this, just check and see if each shoulder kind of goes equally or if one is a little bit slower than the other. If one feels more timid or more limited than the other. Okay, and then having that information, I'm going to ask you to watch me for a moment. So I'm going to come up to standing. I'm going to take a wide stance, about as wide as the width of a yoga mat, so this part of the mat. And with the knees bent, what I want to do is promote flexion here in the lumbar spine and stability in the legs. And then we're going to look for mobility in the upper back. So that goes like this. So here now we want the shoulders to press up away from the ears and for your head to come down in a very relaxed manner, like the ripe fruit at the edge of the tree branch. And then please watch. So here we take the heart forward and I'm going to rotate my head. And then we'll come back down. And then please watch one more time. When I take the heart forward and I lift the base of the skull, when I turn my head, I'm not also turning the shoulders. And then we'll come back down. So you're going to be exercising your neck and your shoulders and developing some flexibility. So please rise up to standing. And when you come down to this little seat, it's kind of like chair pose, but actually a little bit deeper chair pose. I do want your hips to go back. And I want the torso to comfortably come down to be near your thighs. Then reach back and clasp your hands. Try clasping with the awkward interlace, the one you don't usually do. And squeeze your shoulders up away from your ears. Invite the head to hang for a few moments to be relaxed. Maybe the legs are starting to burn or get warm. It'll be okay. Let's inhale, glide the heart forward and lift the base of your skull. So maybe the spine is all relatively parallel to the floor. Turn your head to your right. Don't move the shoulders, please. And bring your head to center and let it release. Release the upper back. Keep the arms strong. Then inhale, glide your heart forward again. Lift the base of your skull. Put your body weight back in your heels and turn your head to your left. But don't move the shoulders, please. So you really get to know your neck and your throat. And then release your head. Slowly straighten both legs towards your uttanasana, whatever your hamstrings allow for. And then release your hands to your hips and please rise up to standing. When you first come up to standing, it would not be unusual if your body temperature is changing a lot, or if you sense, oh, the blood supply is going back down the legs. That's a good sign. Now please take a wide stance on your mat. Let's get your 2 blocks set up, please, like this. For anybody who's been gardening, which might be all of us, I always feel a little bit amused that we never garden lying on our backs. We don't prune things behind us. We don't so much, over and then pulling and weeding and such. So we're going to take the shoulder into a position that you don't use for gardening. Please turn your right foot to the right. Slide your left heel just slightly back. And bend your right knee. You have your blocks here for your right hand. Yes, it is a little bit higher than some of you might normally practice. So place your right hand. Bring your left hand to your hip. Okay, let's check that we have the foundation before we explore what's going to happen with the left shoulder. So press back into your left heel and your big toe and lift the inner arch to tone even the upper inner thigh. Good. Then tone your right outer hip and aim your right knee straight in line with your third toe. Lengthen your right inner thigh. Okay, good. Now let's take the left arm. Turn your palm backwards. Roll your shoulder back and reach the back of your left wrist to the back of your sacrum. And I'm going to ask you to press the back of your hand against the back of your hip there to energize as you rotate your left shoulder to turn it open. Might not go very far, that's okay. But notice when you turn your left shoulder, if you feel like the right knee starts collapsing in against your right arm. So those are two opposite actions. You want the right inner thigh to stay long as you roll the left shoulder back. Now turn your head as far as it comfortably goes to your left. And try keeping your chin a little bit interested in your shoulder. So you're not tipping your head backward, simply rotating. Lengthen the left side of your neck from your upper shoulder blade to the base of your skull, right behind your left earlobe. Now keeping the left shoulder back, rotate your nose towards the floor. As you're gazing down, lift the base of your skull and lengthen both sides of your neck. Think of the right side and the left side equally. And now while we're here, press into your right arm, right heel, rotate your left arm to free it, and come into Parsvakonasana. And then exhale, root down and rise up. Very nice. Nice timing. I can see some of you, we came up together. Okay, let's go to the other side, please. So turn your feet to be parallel. Then turn your left foot out. And the right heel could just go slightly out. Excuse me. Okay, and then bend your left knee. So this is relatively vertical. It's not important that your thigh is parallel to the floor. Those are old instructions. But I do want your shin to be vertical so that from your ankle and heel up to your shin and your knee, you're very stable. And take the left hand to your blocks. Good. Press back through your right leg to the inner heel with the tailbone. Lengthen the inner left thigh. To do that, you have to tone the left outer hip muscles. I recommend that you do anyway. Now take the right arm out, turn your palm backwards, and reach the back of your right wrist to the back of your left hip. And press it there so that you have a little bit of stability from which to rotate your right shoulder open. You keep the left inner thigh long as you rotate your chest and heart to your right and turn your head as far as it comfortably goes. And think about bringing your chin a little bit towards your shoulder so your chin at the moment is fond of your shoulder. And lengthen the right side of your neck. Yes, the muscles that you're using. Also, please keep them long. Roll the right shoulder back. Lengthen from your upper right shoulder blade away from your head and up that line to the base of your skull away from your shoulder blade. And then begin to turn your head to gaze down and liven your left heel and your left arm. When you're gazing down, lift the base of your skull so you feel that the head is not dropping towards your left knee. And keeping the right shoulder back, you can slowly release your right arm and raise up, right arm, and Parsvakonasana. Press into both heels and with an exhale, rise up to center. Great, and then turn your right and left foot parallel. I just did turn my blocks with my foot. They aren't that heavy, so no big deal. And let's come down. You can use 1 or 2 blocks to support your head. And sometimes you find you need only one block, so you go down to that. Whatever is suited for your practice right now. To invite the mind to get really quiet, we are releasing the tension patterns in the upper chest and the upper back, the base of the neck, alongside the neck up to the base of the skull. And then please walk your hands out so you have the outstretched version of Parsvakonasana. Your block may not be the right height now because we have changed the dynamic of the pose. Don't worry, we're not going to be here that long. You can float your ears between your upper arms. Great, and then place your hands and thoughtfully come down to sitting zazen. So make your little bench like this, please. Also called Vajrasana or Virasana, depending on how specific you want to be. Sitting on the heels is called Vajrasana. Sitting down on the floor between the heels is called Virasana. They're related. Right now, if your feet are outside your blocks and your knees and thighs are parallel, the femurs are mildly internally rotated, but not hugely. Rest your hands in your lap. Level the pubic bone and the tailbone. And then close your eyes and try to sense what is happening when you free up the fourth and the fifth chakral centers. And come back to the image of the tree, right? You have your roots, your personal practice, the tradition, the community. You have the trunk, that which is essential for the conduction of, from the branches to the trunk to the roots, from the roots to the branches and back. Now we're going to work into a couple of pranayamas and a couple twisting poses. I want to further connect how the fourth and the fifth chakra are related to the second. So for this pranayama, if you can comfortably kneel without the block, I'm going to ask you to kneel. And you can place a block in front of you. That's going to be for your head. So when you come down, it's like this. Now you've been seeing the last couple of weeks, if you can't comfortably kneel, you can stay seated in Vajrasana like this, and you can have the blocks be taller in front of you. The idea is that your head is going to be supported there, so when you come down, we're going to do exhale suspension, and you won't feel panicked about it. And so there's 3 forms of the breath that we'll do here. So begin with your hands in your lap. Okay, first we're going to do Ujjayi Inhale, and then we'll use the sound of hum as we go forward on the exhale. When we're squeezing and the hum sound is getting to the end of the M, we'll stay down and we'll have squeezed the belly completely. And then we're just going to let the in-breath come in. We're not going to have exhale suspension. We're just going to tone, 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 and then let the inhale come in. We'll do that 3 times, and then we'll do the next pranayama. So breathing in through the nose. And coming forward. Allow the inhale, watch where it goes in the body, right? Then hands back near your knees, press up to kneeling. Inhale through the nose. Welcome the inhale. Walk your hands back towards your knees. Press up. Okay, inhale through the nose. And then walk back and rise up to kneeling. Now we will not be using the hum sound. And when we go down, we're going to exhale, 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 releasing the breath completely. At the bottom of that, we're going to hold the breath out, exhale, suspension. And we're going to relax the muscles that made the exhale. So you're just going to feel this very subtle suction that happens inside the body. Let's inhale through both nostrils. And through the nostrils, exhale. Exhale completely. Holding the exhale out, deeply relax the low belly. Walk your hands back and inhale to rise up. Exhale to go forward. Holding the exhale out, deeply relax the low belly. Walk your hands back, inhale. Last one, exhale to come forward. Walk your hands back, inhale, rise up, and pause right here. And then take your block for sitting in Zazen. If you are not there now, raise your hips up. And please inhale through both nostrils, first third, middle third, upper third. At the top, we're going to hold the inhale for a few moments. And inhale, retention. When you've lifted the heart with the upper part of the inhale, there's a natural inclination to then also lift the base of the skull right behind the earlobes. And this Jalandhara Bandha comes into focus. Now bring your right hand to the nose and closing the right nostril, exhale left side only. Release your right hand. Inhale first third, middle lateral third, upper third, including the back hemisphere of the body. When the heart rises at the top of the inhale, then hold the breath, lift the base of your skull behind your earlobes. Close the left nostril, exhale right side only. Inhale first, middle and upper. At the top, you're going to hold the breath in. Close the right nostril, exhale left side only. Inhale first, middle and upper last time. Hold the breath at the top. Close the left nostril, exhale right side. Release your right hand to your lap. Okay, now I'm going to ask you to, we're going to finish this part of the sequence with a pose we haven't done together before. It is a twisting pose. We're going to set it up so that you are actually sitting on both of these blocks. And that's because I want your hips to have a certain experience. So take a seat on 2 blocks, please. Think of it like you're squatting. Make that stable. So with the knees together, I do want the chest to be able to come down so you have flexion with the first 2/3 of the spine. Then we're going to have extension and back bending with the upper part of the spine. So come down and then wrap your left arm initially across the front of your shins. You can hold the left hand to the outside of your right shin. Place your right hand on your right knee And keeping the lumbar spine in flexion, make a little back bend like cobra pose with the upper back. And then start twisting to your right. Now, if you'd like to, you can scooch the left arm to the inside of both knees. Continue holding the outer shin, or you can bring it down to the outside of your right ankle. Little back bend for the twist in the heart. If you'd like, you can wrap your right arm around the small of your back to the outer left waist or left hip. So I do want you to have a sense that you're back bending in the upper back, and you are twisting with the whole spine, but really this feeling that you want to twist the upper thoracic spine right now, and then turn your head and your nose. And then exhale and release to go forward. If you separated the knees, you can bring them back together, sit upright, and notice what's happening in the back hemisphere of your body. And then come back into flexion, bring your torso over your thighs, wrap your right arm across the front of your shins. You can hold the left outer shin, place your left hand on your left knee, little back bend, and then a twist to your left. If you'd like to make that a little bit deeper, an option is to hook your right arm in between the two knees and hold the ankle or the shin, or place your right hand to the outside of your left foot. And as you press into your left knee, rotate to your left, or you could also choose to wrap the left arm around. And try to sense both hips are stable on the block, so the twisting, you are turning the deep low belly like the inner organs. We are turning the mid low belly. We are turning the diaphragm. But I'm really interested in you twisting through your upper back and your thoracic spine. Also, yes, your neck and your cervical spine. And then slowly unwind. Come back up to sitting. Now we're going to take these two blocks and come down towards Shavasana. This is what I'm going to recommend this morning. One block for the head, one block for the shoulder blades. So the setup for this, and for anybody for whom you also have other yoga accoutrements, you can of course use them. Things like a sandbag or a blanket to cover up with, or an eye pillow. The setup for this is that I want your shoulder blades to be on this first block, and actually on the block. So your shoulder blades are resting on it like when you have, I don't know why this comes to mind right now, but when you have those little things you put on the table before you put the cup down. I can't remember what they're called at the moment. It's funny, that's my amnesia. But I want your shoulder blades to go on the block as if it was the little tray where you put the beverages. Okay, so right there, you can see that. And then your head is on the next high up for the block. Not the highest high, but the next high up. Take the arms out to the side like so. If you want to use a sandbag, you could place that across the top of your thighs, not on the pelvis or the low belly where you're breathing, but on the top of the thighs. And if you'd like to cover with a blanket, you can do that also. And close your eyes. Draw your senses inward. So if you go back to the analogy of the tree, we're going to move down to the root system. And draw the senses in from the branches of the trees, from the outside world to your inner world. Allow the eyes to come inward. Even the activities behind the eyes can become quiet. Let the ears go inward. Not listening for anything in particular. Just allowing inner sounds to rise and pass as they do. Invite your tongue to be deeply relaxed. And going down to the throat, invite the muscles that surround your neck to release any unnecessary tension. And for the throat to feel expansive and kind. Release any unnecessary tension in the shoulders. Even if you have a glimpse of a little bit of tension, if you can let that go. Let the arms, elbows, knuckles become heavy against the floor. Allow everything to rest. Not only the outer body, but also the inner body. welcoming a little awareness to come in without moving the outer body or the mind. And gently rotate your head as far as it comfortably goes to your right, just taking notice. And then as far as it comfortably goes to the left. And roll that back to center. Bend one knee at a time. And you can bring yourself either sideways to come up from here, or you can roll up to sitting straight. And please come to your seat for meditation. The seat that you would like to use this morning for meditation. Rest your hands in your lap. And when you come to sit in meditation, really cherish this time because it makes an imprint in you for the remainder of the day. And one of those imprints is that we're here together practicing right now. You can bring your hands together at your heart and try singing with me. Om Asatoma Sad Gamaya Tamasoma Gamaya Mrityorama Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namah Hari Om. Thank you very much, everyone. Namaste.